I'm with District Judge Kim Chaney and the chair of the Human Trafficking Task Force, Kathy Wilson. Guys, this is a big month for you. You've had proclamations with the city, the county, you've got a coffee, you spoke with the Republican women. What else have you got going on this month?
Well, this is the month for awareness of human trafficking. January is, and we're just trying to call attention to a problem that many people think is far away, but it's actually right here at home, Tim.
Well, you guys burst on the scene last year with the Human Trafficking Task Force, got very publicized, and I had a number of people go, that doesn't happen in Cullman County, that's some big city someplace. Not so, right?
No, I don't think so. What do you think?
No, it's here. It's here.
Can you give us some real-world examples? I mean, as I've learned about this, it's not so much in Cullman about trafficking, it is exploitation, correct?
It is. It is. We actually had a speaker that spoke to us, Ms. Tawan McCarty, who, when she got off the interstate at 157, said that she recognized at least 3 motels that she had been trafficked through.
And she's from the Birmingham area, correct?
Yes, she is.
Pretty amazing. Now, Judge, I know you've broken down human exploitation on a local level. Where's it most prevalent in the county?
Well, there are 3 types of exploitation, and people say human trafficking, but really it's human exploitation for a profit, and that's what I prefer, the term. But you have sexual exploitation, you have exploitation for those who collect crops, you have domestic exploitation, those who clean houses or hotels. And by far, the far-reaching and most important and most serious, particularly in Cullman, is the sexual exploitation.
Well, let's go into that part a little bit of it. This is not prostitutes hanging out someplace. You're talking about average citizens basically selling out their family members or friends for profit, correct?
That's right, Tim. We've had parents who have sold their children or pimped out their children for money and for drugs. And every day, in drug cases, we have women who are being traded for drugs or for money by their boyfriends.
So it's really an all-age phenomenon.
It is, and if any of your listeners, or if I can convey one important thing, is that right now there are young girls on the computer who are being groomed by those who would exploit them and who are predators.
He convinced me to leave home, and I guess I was willing to do anything. And so I did. And he said we should go to Vegas, and that I needed to sleep with several guys in order to get the money. Just do that one thing, and we'd have our dream life.
You don't know who you're talking to, and people don't understand how important it is that you use safe habits when you're online.
Well, I know a lot of the focus has been on young girls.
Exactly.
It just, you can flip it, and it's the same thing for young boys, right?
It is. Young boys are not immune to this. In our society today, it may be more prevalent among young boys. But young girls are definitely a target. And it's a passion of Judge Chaney and I. We deal with kids every day, and if we can do something to make this community aware that their children could be at risk, then that's the goal of our task force.
Well, and awareness is what you're doing. So let's make it real. If I'm the average Cullman County citizen, well, how do I know when I see human trafficking? What does an exploitation look like? I mean, what are the telltale signs so I can call law enforcement or get some help on it?
Generally, those who are being trafficked are controlled. They don't have any ID. They're travel in groups. They're provided transportation. They're not encouraged to socialize. They go to they do something and they're carried there. Then they finish, and they usually go with their driver or with the person that's controlling.
So that's the trafficking aspect.
And if you see young girls who all of a sudden have expensive jewelry, expensive gifts, or start associating with a different class of people, those are also signs.
Using more and more creative ways to find and then entice their victims.
It just isn't what you think it is. Some poor, abused girl running from a troubled family life. No, it's clean, and it's nice. These pimps are altering their techniques to snare vulnerable girls any way that they can. It could be anybody. Some new friend you made on Facebook. Some really awesome guy you meet at the beach or at the mall. Could even be your best friend.
Sex traffickers have finally honed their techniques for breaking their product's spirit and making them go along with their intentions. Starvation, rape, gang rape, physical abuse, beating, confinement, threats of violence towards a victim and the victim's family, forced drug use, and shame. In practically no time, victims are indoctrinated into a life in which their pimps will make up to $250,000 a year on their services.
You know, a young girl who is spending a lot of time online, away from the family, if she starts dressing better, has expensive purses, clothes, you have gifts delivered to the home that you don't know about, and you really need to look at what is going on and seeing if they're not being groomed to be exploited later.
Now, let's assume that I see those telltale signs. What's my choices? I know what I would do. I'd probably try to track it down myself, but that's probably not a smart.
Call law enforcement.
Yeah.
And you need
Immediately.
and you need to make sure that the young person involved is being using good judgment online, because from their Xbox to their PlayStation to their phone, they have access now to communication with all manner of people, and they think they know who they're dealing with, but sometimes they do not.
Well, you guys had talked earlier. It goes all the way down to your Xbox as having chat rooms where you could be talking to somebody in Amsterdam or Malaysia, and who knows, right?
People don't understand that when their kids are playing Xbox, they got their headphones on, they can be talking about anything. And it happens all the time where they go into chat rooms, they talk about people, they make these connections, and a lot of parents are not aware of that.
Makes sense. Any other final thoughts that you can impart to citizens, help them be aware and know what to do?
Well, you know, we've had arrests in all from Huntsville to Birmingham, all around us. There, Walker County, Jasper. So it's here. We just want to make sure that you do everything you can to make sure that your children and grandchildren are safe.
We live in a great community, and we want to keep it that way.
Right on.